Hey everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for tuning in to this 30-day beginner yoga challenge. Welcome to day 8. Today's pose is Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, hand to big toe pose. It's a standing balancing pose, so we'll start off standing. Turn to the front of your mats, and we'll begin with the Surya Namaskar A, the sun salutation A. After one deep inhale, draw the belly in, lift your kneecaps up into the center of the body. We'll take this nice and slow, beginning with the first of the sun salutations. Inhale, raising your hands above your head, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, pivot from the hips, suck in the belly in as you fold forward. Go down. Inhale, lift the chest up and forward, and exhale, nice and easy. Let's step back to the plank pose. And remember, if you want to just hold plank, that's totally good. But if possible, exhale, we'll go down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, coming forward to upward facing, nice and easy. Exhale, all the way back to downward facing. Taking a moment and just settle your feet to hips width apart, drawing the kneecaps up, rolling your shoulders open. 1, 2. Take a moment and just tune into your body today. Cultivate a calm and equanimous mind. 3, 4, and 5. Let's switch the gaze forward and inhale. Walk your feet forward between the hands. Lift the chest, gently look up. Exhale, fold forward, go down. Inhale, come on back up, raise your hands, and exhale, Samastitihi. Let's do one more just to get blood and circulation moving through the body, bringing an increased mental focus. Keep your belly drawn in, and inhale for the first breath, pressing your palms, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, draw the belly in, send the pubic bone back and up to fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest up, and exhale, gently move back to the plank pose from plank. Exhale down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, come forward to upward facing, and exhale, downward facing. Settling into downward facing dog for a few breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch your gaze forward and inhale, stabilizing your shoulder girdle. Let's come on forward and lift the chest up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing your palms together, gazing up at the thumbs, and return to Samastitihi. Keeping a little bit of blood and circulation going, keeping the mind nice and steady. We're ready to move on to the balancing poses. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see exactly what's happening in the balance of the hips. Balance is first and foremost a state of mind, so set your minds totally free. Let go of all stress about whether or not you're able to do the pose to its maximum capability. Instead, just focus on patience, acceptance, and tolerance. Now we'll be lifting up one leg, draw the belly in. Transfer the weight onto your left leg. We're going to do the very easy option first, and then look at progressing further from there. Taking the hands to your natural waist, use your gaze, which is also called drishti, or focal point in Sanskrit, to look out ahead of you. Then drawing the belly in, lift the right leg up as you press down into the left foot. Then holding on to your right knee, pointing the right toes. Keep your gaze nice and steady. 1. Keep the hip dropping down, sitting bones reaching towards each other. 2, 3, 4, and holding on to the knee. Initiate this movement by externally rotating your right hip joint, keeping that right hip pulled down, point your right toes. 1. Stabilize through the left leg. 2, 3, 4, and draw the belly in as you come on back to the center. Move your hands to your waist and then draw your right hip back as you send your right leg forward. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. You don't need to lift your leg really high. So for example, if you can only get your right foot a few inches off the ground, keep it there, draw the belly in. 1. Now wherever your leg gets to, you can leave it there. 2, 3, 4, use your abdominal muscles to pull the hip back. And 5, drop it down, come on all the way back, find your center line. Now when you're balancing, what can often happen is if you feel like you're losing your balance, you can grip your toes, but don't do that. You're going to feel like you want to. Instead, press down into the base of your big toe, the base of the little toe, and the heel, creating the foundation of a tripod as it rests firmly into the ground. Okay, so now keeping that in mind as we move over onto the left leg, feel the base of your right big toe, base of the little toe, and the heel. Draw the belly in, transfer your weight over there, hands onto your waist. Draw the left hip joint in, flexing the hip, dropping the left femur into its socket, and hold on to your knee. Now don't hold on with your hand, but really let your leg lift itself. Stabilize your standing leg. We'll be here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, keep the belly drawn in, your breath nice, steady, and even. 4, and 5, keep your gaze nice and steady, and then slowly drop the hip externally. Avoid hiking the hip and instead keep it dropped nice and down by pulling the belly inside. 1, draw the sitting bones towards each other. 2, 3, 4, and back to the center. Draw the left hip back in space. Keep your hands to your waist, and again, lifting the leg. 1. Now remember, it doesn't matter how high the leg is. It can be down, but just draw the abdominal muscles in. 2, 3, 4, and all the way back to standing. Now pause, just check in with your body, check in with any burning sensations during the muscles. Balance is a work in progress. So if you found yourself teetering off your center, don't stress or get mad at yourself. Just try it again. After many years of practice, you'll find not only a balanced pose, but a balanced, calm, and equanimous mind. We're going to try that one more time, and I'll offer you some progression tips of how to take the pose into its full expression eventually. So, getting a nice stable base on the left foot, feel the left big toe, the base of the big toe, base of the little toe, and the heel. So feel that tripod shape. Then we're going to see if it's possible while maintaining the balance to straighten the leg. If you can't maintain the balance, just stay holding your knee, no problem. Drop your weight over onto the left side, hands to your waist, take your gaze. Then inhale, lifting, holding on to the knee. Check in. If you can balance, that's a green light that says you're ready to proceed. Glide your right hand down, holding on to the right big toe. Check in with yourself. If you can balance, you're ready to proceed. Drawing the right hip back, straighten your leg, keeping the foot flexed so that you can hold on nice and tight. And let's just hold it here for a couple breaths. Keeping the belly drawn in, pulling that hip back. Try to avoid using your bicep and instead really let your leg lift itself. And we'll stay again for a couple more breaths. Eventually you'll fold forward, but this is good for today. And then drawing the sitting bones towards each other, slowly move your leg out to the side, rolling that right hip joint externally, keeping the right hip down. We'll stay for another 5 breaths. 1. Eventually you're going to look over your left shoulder, but don't worry about that for today. 2, 3, 4, and slowly, let's come on back to the center. Now let's all give it a try. Just pull your hip back, bring your sternum down to your knee, and see if it's possible to fold a little forward. Then again, inhale, come up, and exhale, hands to your waist and point. 1, 2, you're doing good. 3, remember, it doesn't matter how high it goes. 4, and 5. Let's set that leg down. Okay, we're gonna try the other side. Now, you have a much better balancing surface than I do. When the ground is flat, it's much easier to balance because you can really feel that tripod, so really focus on those points. In fact, lift your left leg up for a moment and just feel those 3 points, really pressing into the ground, base of the right big toe, base of the right little toe, and the heel, and feel that tripod nature. Grab hold of your center of gravity, which is underneath your belly button and into the pelvis, and center your center of gravity over your right foot, and that's how we'll begin. Okay, inhale, pull the left femur back into its socket, that's the thigh bone, back into the hip, flex the foot, glide your left hand along the inner edge of the left thigh, check your balance point. If you're stressed with your balance, stay here. Otherwise, draw the left hip back, creating the space and the strength to lift the leg. Flexing the foot for now. Eventually you can point and fold forward, but this is good for now. We'll stay here for a couple breaths, keep the belly inside, shoulders down. Neck is relaxed, mind is calm. 3, 4, and 5. Spiral your left hip externally as you open the leg, straighten the standing leg. 1. Steady the breath. Again, avoid hiking the hip, but instead keep it down. 2, 3, keep your arms straight. 4, and slowly feel the hips spiraling back to the center. And now we give it a try. Gently pull the hip back, creating the space to fold. Inhale, gently back up, maintain the balance line. Hands to your waist. 1, steady. 2, 3, 4, drawing the belly in, keep your mind calm, almost there. And 5, slowly, let's set it down. Drawing the belly inside for a moment, close your eyes, maintaining a calm and equal points of balance. Just feel the inner body. Attune your minds into the subtle vibrations within, carrying the seed of balance with you into your life today. Gently move your hands together, tuning into the inner body, and inhale. Thank you so much for joining me on the Inner Tradition of Yoga. Remember to tune in tomorrow to continue this 30-day journey with Day 9. Namaste.